concerning workers' compensation and the effects that LD 1571 would have with it. I was injured 16 years ago while I was a guard at the state prison. At the time, I had 8 years of service, and I ended up with almost 13 years total. I kept going back and doing the job while doing physical therapy and everything. And the condition worsened to the point that I've had 2 back surgeries so far. I've had needles stuck in my back 8 times, and you name it, I've been through it. Excuse me. But the effects of the injury will never leave me, and I have to live with it every minute of the rest of my life. It turned me and my family's lives totally upside down, and the things that we all take for granted, like taking your kids to ball games and functions and going shopping or just going for a walk, can leave any of us in the blink of an eye. And an injury can affect you in ways you can't even imagine, and it's all these things combined that can harm you and your family even more than living in pain. I know that the workers' comp system isn't perfect. Everything can be improved, but not having those benefits doesn't help anybody. A lot of you that are working right now, whether you're a laborer, truck driver, police officer, a lot of people probably don't have benefits like sick days or a lot of vacation days, or they get bonuses and so on. But one benefit that Maine workers are supposed to have is the promise of help, the help to deal with all of the physical pain and problems you may acquire from an injury, the help to still provide toward your family's well-being, but most importantly, the help to get back to the job. But having that help sliced down to no more than a year or maybe 2 years, as this bill will do, will not even give a lot of time to get back on your feet. You've all heard of someone who may have gotten something like carpal tunnel or a cut or a broken bone. But what do you think you'll do if you're injured on the job to the point that a year or 2 is not long enough for your recovery? My wife has been working 2 jobs for years now. One of them as a teacher, and we're certainly not living past our means. I try to help, I try to do things. I'm never going to just give up with everything. But it's hard watching her having to do all the heavy stuff. That's something that gnaws at a man worse than anything. Recently there were TV ads claiming that workers' comp is working for Maine and the premiums were down. The injured who have to depend on these benefits are not the problem why the budget isn't balanced. This bill certainly isn't going to change that either. If you've ever thought about the saying of kicking a person when they're down, well, this is it. Our kids are grown up now. We have 3 grandchildren, but I can't imagine what would happen without these benefits, or what it would do to all the other working families who may get stricken with an on-the-job injury. 1 year, 2 years, that's it. That's all you're going to get if you get hurt, whatever the bill ends up being. I think of returning to work all the time. No matter what I try, throughout the days, I'm always reminded with horrible discomfort why I've been unable to start again. And if this bill passes, you may never get the help you need to get back on the job either. So, thank you.